You tend to judge people subconsciously without even really noticing it sometimes. You tend to judge people on how interesting they are, how interesting you think that they are. You could credit your subconscious for this. When you speak to people, you pick up on little subtleties. You'll look at how they react to when you speak to them, see if they understand or if they're appreciating what we're saying to them. Subconsciously pay attention to how much they're following along, how their eyes light up when you speak to them about certain topics. You pick up on how much of what you're saying shocks them. And by that, you use to gauge how much of what you're saying they could take in stride, or use that to pick up on how much of your reality they could accept, or how much you need to hide, or how much you would need to spare them, and in turn spare yourself from receiving a long drawn out answer or reaction. Stella, get into it, man. As always, let's jump straight into today's topic. How to be more interesting. And it's not that you're bland, it's not that you're boring, but you might notice that some people that you talk to, you naturally just have more to say. And then other people that you talk to, you just kind of have less to say. You just don't have as much that you want to share and as much that you want to open up to certain people. And we're going to go over this. Like, you could have two friends, but you confide different things into them, obviously. I used to have a friend that, like, we were really close, but I wouldn't feel comfortable talking about guys with her. Like, I don't know, but everything else under the sun, I felt comfortable enough to share. But when it comes to guys, I just felt like it got a little weird. A lot of us do this, or at least when we were younger, or at least I did. When I was younger, you do that with your parents, kind of. You kind of gauge, like, from growing up with them, you kind of gauge how they are, what you want to share, when you want to share it. You pick up on their body language. You pick up on how much of you they're accepting, you know? And from these observations, when speaking to people, we create a broad conclusion of how much is this person going to get me? And if you feel like they'll get a lot of you, or they'll be able to understand a lot of what you're saying or relate to a lot of what you're saying, you'll be more likely to open up. And same as the contrary. If you feel like they're not going to get you too much based on your observations, you're not going to share. Naturally, you're just not going to share that much, or you're going to cut certain things out. By simply understanding that alone, we could understand how to be more interesting to others. And I'm going to explain. By understanding that people, including yourself, pick up on body language and pick up on subtle characteristics about people's behavior when you speak to them, it's quite easy to say the more comfortable someone feels around you, the more comfortable you make someone feel, the more they're going to open up to you, or the more they're going to find you interesting or relatable. The people that we're most comfortable opening up to, or the people that we're most comfortable sharing experiences or sharing our more private thoughts with, are the people who have opened up to themselves. And if you don't understand, this is the key to be more interesting. Here's a big Guys, ready? There are many aspects of yourself that you might not have explored, or you might automatically shut down, or you might not be open to. You'll be as interesting, or you'll be as easy to open up to or easy to talk to the same extent that you open up and talk to yourself. Do you need me to say that again? You'll be as interesting or as easy to talk to the exact same proportion, to the exact same extent as you open up and talk to yourself, as you get to know yourself. A lot of people don't take the time to explore themselves. A lot of people don't take the time to really explore their interests and what they really like, for many different reasons. And I'm actually going to do a video on the fear of being seen, so you guys better stay tuned. The extent to which essentially you're comfortable with the different aspects of yourself are the extent to which people are going to be comfortable with sharing the different aspects of themselves with you. This is how you're going to come across more interesting and more easy to talk to, more easy to confide in. When you explore those aspects of yourself, it makes it easier for other people to share those aspects of themselves with you. When you're at home with your own grief, pleasures, strangeness, silliness, quirkiness, people will be more comfortable with sharing those sides of themselves with you. And that doesn't mean you have to share. That doesn't mean you have to show all these aspects of yourself, of your side. But without you knowing it, it's something that's easy to pick up on. Just like how people read you when they're talking to you, and just how you read people when you're talking to them. Once you have opened those doors within yourself, it's easy for other people to share those doors of themselves with you. And it's like where you have gone, they may also follow, And I'm not saying you have to bring them down, all your shadows. You don't have to do shadow work with everyone, but do the shadow work with yourself. It's not even just about shadow work. Just be open to yourself. And naturally, you'll be more understanding. Naturally, you'll be more relatable. Naturally, people will feel more comfortable, for real. What you feel safe with exploring within yourself is what other people will naturally feel safe unpacking with you. And on top of that, you could even relate by having your own experiences or your own thoughts and opinions on these things without automatically shutting it down. You could be that safe space for people to confide their, smaller feelings and perceptions of things that people just generally don't share with a lot of people. One of my coworkers, or my ex-coworkers, she was like, "You're really easy to talk to." And I'm like, "Thank you." But I think it's because exactly of this. Like, you have to kind of be comfortable with all aspects of yourself for other people to be comfortable with sharing those aspects of themselves with you, and for seeing you as an interesting person that, okay, like, let me share, like, let me, like, tell you this, or, like, do you know what I'm saying right now? So all in all, I don't know how long, this is probably one of my shorter videos, but all in all, you'll be more interesting once you've opened up to yourself. People will have more to say to you, feel more comfortable with opening up to you when you have the courage to say a lot to yourself. Stella, get into it, man. And that's the end of this video. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.